Hello and welcome to CI/CD Test. I am Roshan, your test automation coach. Guys, in this video, we are going to cover complete setup of your automation project. We will start with literally the basics. That is, we will first understand how to create a new Maven project in Eclipse editor, and we will add the TestNG library, our Selenium dependency in pom.xml file. Once we are done with that, we will move on to GitHub and see how to create a new repository, and then we are going to manage the same repo using the CLI commands and git bash. And from there, we will push our code to the same repo. Then we will install Jenkins to run it on our localhost server. There we will learn how to manage plugins and how to configure a new project, and also how to build the same project manually in Jenkins. Now, once we are done with the complete setup, we will then integrate ngrok API authentication set with Jenkins, and the project build process will be automated to run our project in Jenkins with every push of our code which we'll be making to GitHub. So now, without wasting any further time, let's just simply create a new project in our Eclipse editor. This is the complete new folder that I've created for this particular video only. So here is our Eclipse window. We will going to maximize it. We are going to close this welcome screen, and here is our create project option. Here we are going to select a Maven project, and here we are going to create our new Maven project, and for that here you need to simply click on the next button, and as you click on the next button, you will see the screen. Here we have to select our archetype. The archetype we are going to use for this project will be Maven archetype quick start. We are going to use the 1.4 version for this project. Here we have to set our group ID and artifact ID. For this use case, I'm going to keep it same for the both input fields. We are going to call it complete project setup, and we are going to keep it the same for this as well, and we will click on finish. The Maven archetype quick start is creating our project for us. This is building, and see, our project is here. Now we will simply delete all the useless folders. See, this particular package is useless for us, so we will delete this package. Click on OK, and we will also delete this package. So as you can see guys, this complete setup has given us two main folders for src main java and src test java. We will be writing our testng logic here, and we will be writing our page logic here in our main suite. So simply right click here, click on new, and create a new package. This package can be set as page classes, and we can create another package here which we can call page test classes. Finish. So yeah, we have two packages now, one in our main slash java and one in our test slash java. Now these page classes will be having our all bilocators. Guys, we will simply create a new class in this particular package, and we will name it as login page. We are not going to select the main method here, and we are going to simply click on finish. Now guys, this particular class will have all the locators and all the logic. Now instead of the main method, we'll be using our TestNG library for calling the methods that are written in this login page. The instruction set that is written in our login page, we will be calling our TestNG methods to do the job for us. Now for that as well, we are going to create a new class inside our src test java. We are going to name this class as login page test. Now this login page test will also not have a main method declaration. We are going to use our test engine annotations for that. So this is complete now. Our structure, our skeleton to write our code is complete for this particular use case. And now let us see what exactly our pom.xml says. So pom.xml has a JUnit dependency already there. Now we have to add our dependencies inside this dependencies scope. So guys, for that, let us go to search for a Maven dependency. Let us write here to search a Selenium Maven dependency, and what we see in front of us is this. So this is the dependency of from the Maven repository. These are the beta versions. So this is the most stable version that is available for now. So now just simply pick this dependency by copying the dependency from here, and we'll simply paste it here and Control Shift F, and the format is looking good now. Now let us go again to the Maven repository site and search for WebDriver Manager Bonnie Garcia to launch our Chrome. And see guys, we have this here, and we can simply pick the latest version which is stable. Now we simply copy this dependency and paste it the same way we have done it for our Selenium dependency. Control Shift F, and the format is fine now. And let us just save it by simply pressing Control plus S. And what you can see is the project is building and the setup is getting ready for us. Now if you will see the Maven dependencies, see guys, here we have everything that we need now to launch our Chrome, to write our test cases, or to use our bilocator and to use our Selenium API methods as well. Now guys, Selenium is done, WebDriver Manager is done. Now to configure TestNG to our project, we can simply right click on our project and we will select this build path, configure build path, and in libraries we will add a new library which is TestNG. Click on next, and this will set the default TestNG library to this project. Finish, and here we have our TestNG. Apply and close, and TestNG is here. So guys, now the complete setup is done. Let us write a simple set of commands here in our login page. Now to start with our code, let us start by creating a new method. This method will be public static void, and we will name this by login page method. We'll keep this nomenclature very simple to understand for this use case. Here we will create a WebDriver variable reference. We will simply press Ctrl Shift O to organize our project, and our import is ready. Now we will write a simple code line for invoking WebDriver Manager as well. Let us start by writing WebDriver Manager, and what we see here is io.github.ponygarcia.wdm. So this particular way of launching our Chrome or whatever browser we want to launch is widely accepted in the market now. Guys, days are gone when we used to write system.setProperty code to launch our Chrome or whatever browser. So guys, we are going to use this particular API for this use case, and we will simply write Chrome driver in here, and we use setup method for this. Now we have to give our variable reference a value of new Chrome driver. Here we will again using shift plus control plus O, and we have our Selenium Chrome driver import here. Let us delete this error log, and what we will do is now let us use the same variable reference to launch our URL driver.get, And inside this get, we will be writing our URL https www.facebook.com. So this is the URL we are going to work on, and we are going to see if this is launching or not. But for that, we need to create another method inside our login page test class, because this is the way the TestNG is going to identify our methods. Now let us use the @test annotation for creating a test method. Public static void, this will be no written type in this method, and this will be login page method execution. And inside this method we are going to write, okay, there is one TestNG annotation. We have to import our TestNG suite. So this is org.testng.annotations import that we have to import here, and here we have our TestNG annotations import, and the setup is done. Now we have to call the method that we have created in our login page class. We have to call this method. What we will do for this is we are going to use the extends keyword here. We are going to create this login page, the parent of this login page test class. Now let us simply write login page here, and we have okay, control shift O, and import is here for the login page. This is getting us the login page from the page classes package, and we are going to write a code here. Now to call this method, we simply go to login page and we will copy this particular method. We have kept everything static, and the static methods will be covering the memory in the stack memory itself. So there is no need to create an object for this. We can simply paste it here and the method will be called. Now you can see that this method is called here. Now we can simply highlight this login page method execution method, and we can simply run it as TestNG. We can click on OK here, and we will see that our test case is working perfectly fine. See, the Facebook page is opened. And let us click on English UK to make it more readable and more familiar for all the audience. So everything is working perfectly fine till here. So guys, now if you will see our TestNG, so see guys, there is one pass, zero failures. So this is how TestNG used to report in the general manner. Now guys, our project setup and our TestNG skeleton is working absolutely fine. Now we are going to create a new repository into our GitHub account, and we are going to manage this repository using our CLI commands in git bash, and we will be pushing our code to this particular repo that we are going to create just now. So guys, for this particular use case, I have already created an account in the GitHub. This is the very new account that I have created, and this is the email ID that I've created for this use case. So guys, let us just simply create a new repository by clicking on this plus sign drop down, and we will be naming this repository as our complete project setup. So we'll be keeping it public, and we are going to create this repository. And now this repository is created. This is the git command that we'll be using to set up our remote. And we will be pushing our code by using this command. We will be changing this command by using master instead main. And let us see how it works. So guys, we are going to open our git bash for this purpose. You will be able to download this git bash very easily, and you will be getting n number of videos on YouTube to learn how to download git bash. So guys, now in this particular git bash command, we have to locate our project first. So here is our project file. We are going to simply copy this whole path, and we are going to paste it here by using the cd command. And remember guys, we have to change all the backward slashes to forward slash like this. Yes, and we are done. Just hit enter and you are directed to this particular project now. So guys, the very first command we are going to write is git init. We are going to initialize our git from here. See guys, we have our .git folder created here, and we have our src, we have our target, test output, settings, and every single folder related to this project is contained in here. Now guys, let us assume we have to push the whole code to our Git repo. For that, we have already created a new repository in our GitHub profile. Now let us simply add all the folders of our project here. Now git add space dot will do the same for us. Let us now check the status of our git by simply typing git status and see every single file of our project is right here. This is our pom.xml, this is our classes, login page test class, login page test.java, login page.java, everything is contained over here, and our TestNG reports as well, and our test output file as well. So basically everything is contained in here. Later on we will understand in another video how to use git ignore to ignore all the folders that are not needed and to pick only the src folder. But this particular video relates to the complete project setup, so we are focusing on that only. So guys, now let us just simply give the commit command git commit -m, and the message is initial commit. So we have created our commit for 43 files and 1633 insertions. Now guys, we have to create a connection with our GitHub repo as well. For that, we are going to go to our GitHub repo and we are going to pick this particular git remote add origin command. We are going to copy this and we are going to paste it in our CLI, and it's done. So now what we are going to do is we are going to use git push origin master instead of this particular command to push our code into the master branch. So what we are going to do is git push origin master. Now the moment I'll press on enter, our code will be pushed on that particular repository that we are maintaining in our GitHub account. So let us simply press enter. Now guys, as you can see that our code is pushed on our GitHub account. Now let's simply refresh our repository, and what you see is this. See guys, our code is absolutely fine here. We have pushed our code successfully to our GitHub account, and this is exactly what we have mentioned in our page class. And also this is contained the code lines that are contained in our src test java. See guys, we have called our login page method and everything is contained in here now. So this is how we are going to manage our GitHub. So let us start with our Jenkins learning guys. So for that we have to go to Google and we have to search Jenkins war file. So we are going to have Jenkins. So this is the link that we have to go. Jenkins get.jenkins.io war stable. So here we are going to pick up this latest Jenkins.war file, and we are going to download it simply by clicking on it. And this is how it gets downloaded. This is a 70.8 MB file. Guys, remember I have already downloaded this Jenkins file in my downloads directory. Now I'm going to delete this particular file from my downloads directory just because this is of no use. Now let's just open our command prompt. Now here we are going to write our commands to invoke jenkins.war. First we have to move to our directory. Here we have our directory of downloads. This is where our jenkins.war file has been placed. Now, before we write anything here, we should first go to our environment variables and we should set our Java home environment variable. See guys, I've already set here the Java home path. So we have to set our Java home path. Only after that is set, this command will work. Java-jar jenkins.war. So guys, it has started executing the Jenkins war file. Here guys, we are going to have our initial password, which will be generated in this form. And the same jar will be contained in Jenkins secret folder. The secret folder will have initiate admin password file. Just to be sure, let us go to this particular directory and let's see if it is really contained in there or not. So guys, here is this directory and here is this initial admin password folder. So we are going to run it using the notepad and see we have the same password here. So this is just the initial password that we are going to use to initiate Jenkins installation. And to start Jenkins installation, we have to go to our local host. So just simply go to our local host. So guys, Jenkins is running on the local host 8080. Here is the information regarding the same. We are going to use the same local host server for that, and we are up and running. So again, we have the same information here. It is again saying that this directory contains the initial admin password, which we have to use here to finally start the installation process. So what we are going to do is we will simply copy this particular password and we will paste it here, and let's click on continue. So guys, initial setup screen is right up here. We are going to select install suggested plugins. So guys, this is gonna take several minutes to download all the plugins that are required for our project. We can wait patiently for the time it is taking. As you can see, it is just about to get completed. Once it is done, it will ask us to create first admin user. Username, password, confirm password, full name, email address are the basic fields that are required. So let us fill the default admin passwords. Full name will be Roshan, or you can also click skip and continue as admin. Okay, the Jenkins URL will be hosted on this particular configuration. Save and finish, and Jenkins is ready. Start using Jenkins. So guys, Jenkins window is up right here in front of your screen. This is how the Jenkins UI looks. Now guys, we are going to add more plugins in relation with our project. We simply have to go to manage Jenkins. Here we'll be having manage plugins. Now here you will see updates available installed in advance. Installed listing will have all the plugins that are already installed by default. Now in the available listing we have to write TestNG, and this is the plugin that I was talking about. We have to take this plugin in our suite. Just click on install without restart and see. It will take a few minutes and the complete plugin will be downloaded. See guys, this is the TestNG results plugin and this is the success message that we have got. And if you'll see our CLI as well, this is saying installation successful TestNG plugin. So guys, we have done our TestNG plugin installation in the similar manner. This plugin will be related to the Maven integration. This Maven integration plugin is also very important for us because the code, the project that we have pushed into the Git is a Maven project. So we are going to install this as well without the restart. Java doc and Maven integration and loading plugin extensions is showing us a success message now. Now let us go to our dashboard and let us simply create a new item. Here in Jenkins, new item means creation of new project. This will be a Maven project and the name of the project will be complete project setup. Click on OK and the new project is ready. So this is the configuration of a new project. This is very important for you to know what exactly needs to be done with this particular window. So we are going to slowly pick each and everything. You have to click on GitHub project. The URL for this GitHub project is basically contained here. So this is the URL of the GitHub project. You just simply need to copy this and you have to paste this here and we are done. Now scroll down a bit and you have to give source code management the Git option. The repository URL will be the same URL, but you have to give .git extension over here and there is no credentials as it is the public repository. Now we have */master here. This is basically to identify the branch of your project. This is the master branch that we have created. Now here, if you will scroll a bit more, this is the trigger that we have to check. But after we will be having our ngrok setup, we are going to again come to this particular configuration module and we will be clicking on this particular checkbox. Till then, we are good to ignore this, and this is where our POM is settled. Now, this is saying that Jenkins needs to know where Maven is installed. Please do so from the tool configurations. Let us go to tool configurations. Here we have to add our JDK path first. So basically we are going to add our JDK home path. Now you can uncheck this install automatically. We have to give our JDK home path over here. We can write simply JDK, we can name it, and we can give a Java home path over here. This Java home path is contained inside the environment variables where you have set your Java home, of course. So I'm simply providing the Java home path here, and this is my Java JDK home path. Now there is no need to add another JDK. There is one git which says this is the git.exe file path where exactly it is situated. In my case, this is situated in program files git into the bin folder. You will find it inside the bin folder only. Now guys, if you will scroll a bit more, there is Maven. So add Maven. This will ask us to add Maven and we are going to add, okay, let's name it Maven 3 and we are going to add it this way only and we are going to apply and we are going to save it. So our project setup is fine now. Now if you will again go to configure, the error which was appearing here is gone now. So everything seems absolutely up to the mark. Now we will go to our project and we will press on build now. Now what we will see is here the building process has been executed. This is the console for our Maven execution. These are the Maven commands. As you can see that it is cloning the project that is present on our Git. And okay, there is one compilation error and this says that it is not able to find TestNG annotations, which is something which we have provided. Let us run it again because it might be some problem with the server that it is not able to pick the project properly. So I'm clicking on this again. So again, the build has started. Okay, now this is again it has started, and we have the cloning done. This is the jar that has got made, and see, now it is finding the surefire plugin, and it is working absolutely fine. The test has been executed, and there has been zero failures, zero skipped, zero errors, and the build has the success message. So guys, the build has finished with a success status here. Now guys, you must have noticed one thing, that it has been executed so fast that we haven't seen the Chrome execution. Now let us do one thing, then let us go to our project. Let us add weight to our project. Yeah, so we are going to add weight here. We're going to add a static weight. Let's add thread dot sleep, and we are going to add a 5-second wait here, and it will be asking us to add throws declaration, and this is done. Now again, let us go to our git bash. Let us check the git status. See, these two files have got modified so far. So we are going to add these two files by using git add space dot, and the files will be added. And now the git status is, now it says that it has been staged for the addition in the git. Now we have to add the git commit command as well. Git commit hyphen m, and this message will have added 5 seconds wait, and we are going to press enter. This is now ready to go to our git. Now we are going to push our master, and this is done. So guys, now the update is done, and let us now go to our Jenkins and again build the project. So guys, now the build number 4 will be generated here. See guys, the console is here. Now again we are experiencing, yes, we are again experiencing this compilation error. Now guys, to resolve this, we can simply go back to our project and we can go to configure. Here we simply have to scroll to our pom.xml file, and we need to add clean install here. So guys, by adding clean install, this is the Maven command. It will again ask for the testng suite. We have to go to our pom.xml file that is contained in our project. We have to add TestNG dependency here. We are going to pick our Maven repository for that, and we are going to pick TestNG dependency from here. We are simply going to copy this dependency and going to paste in our POM folder like this. We can delete this link, and we have to again Control Shift F for formatting, and we have to simply save it. Now it is building our project and it is complete. Yes, so again by going to our git bash, we can again push the same thing. If we again see what is the status of our git, so our git status says that our pom has been modified. We are going to add our pom by giving a command git add space dot. Our form is added. We are going to get the status again to check if it is added or not. See, it is staged now. So now what we have to do is we have to commit the git. So git commit hyphen m and form update. or we can write pom TestNG update, and we have to press enter. Now again our pom update TestNG update is staged. So now we can simply say git push origin master. Now our git has been pushed, so our code is there. Now if we can go and view our code, then our pom should be updated as well. Let us simply refresh this. Okay, our pom has been updated. Now let us go to our pom and see if it is updated or not. See guys, this is where our testng dependency lies. Okay, so now we can go to our Jenkins project. We can click on save here, and we can simply start building, and let's see if the Facebook page is launched or not. So we are going to build it now. The build is started. So as you can see that the test has begun. So here is the Facebook page, and it will wait for 5 seconds, and now it will close automatically. So guys, you have seen one special thing, that we haven't given any method to quit the browser, but Jenkins is smart enough to communicate with the testng and do it for us in advance. So guys, this is how we are going to manage our project in Jenkins. One more thing that is available for us is we can go back to project, and we can see this is the latest report. These are the artifacts successful, and this is the latest test result, no failure. So this is what we can see. The total duration is 14 seconds, including the 5-second wait that we have put. And there is no failure. There is one test case which is passed. The total pass is 1. So this is how we can see the default report by Jenkins itself. Now we can start our learnings on ngrok. Now guys, it is very important for you to understand the purpose of using ngrok integration. The purpose is to basically automate this build now process. Now, as soon as we integrate ngrok API with our Jenkins project, we will be simply pushing the code. Whatever changes we are going to do in our code, we are going to simply push the code using the git bash, and we need not to come to our project and click here to get the latest report. Now, for that, we have to go to ngrok, and we have to log in using our username and password. Now this is the link to download the ngrok. The ngrok will be downloaded in a zip folder. Now this folder will be having only one file, that is the ngrok.exe file. This will be contained inside the downloads folder itself. I've already unzipped this folder, and I have my ngrok.exe file inside my downloads folder. Now we have to simply go to our CLI. We can change the directory to downloads, and here we have to write our ngrok command now. Now what exactly is the command for ngrok that we have to write? It is contained inside this particular documentation itself. This is the authentication token. We have to simply pick this line of code, and we can simply paste it here and see what it says. Authentication token saved to configuration file ngrok2 ngrok.yml. One yml file will be created. Now guys, there is one thing that you have to remember always, that your ngrok server has to be the same server where your Jenkins has been hosted. So our Jenkins is hosted on our local server 8080. We just need to copy this command, and we have to paste it here itself. using the 8080 port, and we have to simply click on end. And as we press the enter button, we are seeing that our ngrok has been hosted. Now this is the HTTP link and this is the HTTPS link. We are going to pick this particular link and we are going to use this for our integration itself. We are going to go to our repository, and in this same repository we are going to go to settings. This settings menu will have one option for creating the webhooks. Now here we will click on add webhook. We are going to add one webhook. This is asking for a password. We are going to provide our password. And what we see is this window to add our webhook. So guys, this is the payload URL. Here is where you have to paste your ngrok URL. Now after you paste it, you have to simply add one small thing, that is GitHub-webhook. And this is done. Now the content type will be having two options here. One of these two options will be pre-selected. You have to simply keep it the same way. You have to simply select the enable SSL certification. This is the push event that we are going to automate and we are going to keep it into the active mode. We just need to click on add webhook, and as we add the webhook we will be seeing this tick here. Now as we mouse over to this, it will also tell us last delivery was successful. That means this connection has been established. Now one last thing that we are going to configure inside our Jenkins project, and we are going to check this particular option, GitHub hook trigger for Git SCM polling. Now we just have to check this and apply and save, and we are done. Whatever changes we are going to make inside our project, it will be simply pushed to our Git and the automated execution of our build will be created over here. Now let's see if it is working as expected or not. Now to check if this ID for username and password is correct or not, we can simply go to facebook.com itself. Let us go to facebook.com. So this is facebook.com. Now if we will simply inspect this page and see what exactly is the idea of this input field, this is email, and this is exactly what we have used in our code. And if you want to see what exactly is the ID for password input field, that is pass. So this is the same ID that we are going to use in our project. Here we will be writing our send keys command. We need to find the element using the py locator, and we are going to place username here, and we are going to write our send keys command here. The name, let us say username itself, and the same thing we will be doing for password as well. We are going to change the variable name here. The variable name here will be password, and the input value will be password itself. So we are going to test it if this is going to work or not. Now we are going to save this project. Now if we'll go back to our git bash, here we can see what all changes we have made. So git status will tell us that. So git status says that login page.java and login page.class. This is basically the target folder which is having .class file, which will be ignored by using git ignore in the later classes. Now we will simply add this whole code and we will again check the status. The status says that this change has been staged. We will commit using the git commit command. We will commit by saying ngrok integration added. We'll commit this Two files have been committed, 9 assertions have been committed, insertions. And now what we'll be doing is we are going git push origin master. Yes. So now guys, what should happen is the moment I'll press the enter, it will start executing our test case inside the Jenkins part itself. So let us see if this is really happening or not. So as you can see, the Git has pushed. Now let us go quickly to our project in Jenkins and let's see if the build has started. See guys, the build has started automatically. See, so this is how we can automate our building process inside the Jenkins itself. So now whenever you will be changing the code, you will be simply pushing your code and you are free. You can simply push your code to Git and your report will be generated by default in Jenkins. The latest report will be generated by default inside the Jenkins suite itself. So see guys, we can see that username and password has been entered here. It will wait for 5 seconds and it will automatically quit. This is how you handle your project, your automation project. So guys, as you can see that there is no failure and there is no skip and the build has been successful and it will also show us the finished status to be success. See, so this is how your project is basically managed in automation. So this is how it works. If a question comes in your mind that why exactly are we doing this complete project setup, guys, this is how the work is managed inside any big firm. Jenkins is used for CI/CD developments, and this is how you can simply push the build of your new code to Git and you can generate the updated reports in Jenkins automatically. You need not to share the same report. There will be a user management that can be happened on Jenkins. There are n number of things that can be happened on Jenkins and we can manage everything up in this very board itself. So that's it for this video. I'm Roshan signing off. Keep watching CI/CD tests and keep learning.